Welcome back, you big beautiful geeks. This is Chesh coming at you with another deck tech. Oh boy, didn't that sound awkward? Coming at ya. Yo, what up? Coming at ya like a big YouTube star. What's up? I tell you what, let's just do this anyway. We're gonna do Tasigur the Golden Fang. That's right, Banana Boy is back. So, let's have a quick look, shall we? Tasigur the Golden Fang is 5 colorless and 1 black for a legendary creature, human shaman. But Tasigur actually has Delve. Now this means that for each card that you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell, it actually pays 1 generic mana. Pretty bloody cool. It's a 4/5 and it has 2 blue-green hybrid, or Simic hybrid depending on what you want to say it like. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, then return a non-land card of an opponent's choice from your graveyard to your hand. With all that delving, we can kind of whittle down what's in there. When we're recasting Tasigur, we can be a bit more selective about what's in the discard pile, hopefully, so that when your opponent decides, yes, I'm going to have to give you a card back, they can give you something that you actually truly want. Such as Villainous Wealth. Let's move this over here. So Villainous Wealth is 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 black, and X for a sorcery. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library, and you can cast any number of non-land cards with a converted mana cost of X or less from among them without paying the mana cost. So essentially we're going to look at supercharging of Villainous Wealth. We also want to think about other X spells such as Torment of Hailfire. This is black, and X. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. So pretty much we want to ramp up, we want to play our big X spells to finish off the game, or at the very worst, we've got other ways to win. We'll probably just hit them with creatures if we need to. But in this case, if we want to cast our sorceries as instants, we have a Quicken in this deck. The next sorcery card that you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash, and it adds you a card. So Quicken is that little bit of tech that maybe people don't think about. To protect our spells, we want to play 1 Sphinx of the Final Word. Don't let the casting cost fool you. This actually comes out pretty quickly. 5 colors and 2 blue for a 5/5 creature Sphinx. Can't be countered, flying, hexproof, instant and sorcery cards that you control can't be countered by spells or abilities. I cannot tell you how amazing this card has been for me in multiplayer. It just is unexpected, can't be countered, comes down, it's hexproof, so board wipes will still kill it, but to be honest, it's just a great card that no one seems to play that they really should. To search out the key components for our deck, we have 1 copy of Mystical Tutor, so we can search for an instant or sorcery card and put it on top of our deck. We have 1 copy of Scheming Symmetry. We do actually have some mill stuff in here so that we can make use of this. We have 1 copy of Demonic Tutor to search our library for any card and put it into our hand. We have 1 copy of Limdol's Vault, which, while technically speaking isn't really a tutor as such, kind of acts like a tutor in this deck. Yes, you're going to be paying a buttload of life. Yeah, that's kind of problematic, but you know what? At least you're going through your deck and sorting out what you can and can't do. We have 1 Archaeomancer. When Archaeomancer enters the battlefield, return a target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, which actually should have been in a pile we'll get to in a second. Whoops. We have 1 copy of Diabolic Tutor, which is an expensive tutor, but a tutor nonetheless. Okay, so talking about getting stuff back from the discard pile in case you need to, we have 1 Tameo Collector of Tales, so blue, green, and 2 colors for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. Spells and abilities that your opponents control can't cause you to discard cards or sacrifice permanents. Really important to have a discard preventer. So I cannot stress this enough. If you absolutely lose your Villainous Wealth before you cast it, it's a big pain in the butt to get it back, but we can. We're playing 1 copy of Regrowth. Return any target card from your graveyard to your hand. We have one copy of Seeds of Renewal, which of course has Undaunting, so it costs 1 less for each opponent. As you can see, it's pretty expensive at 7 mana, but when you got 4 opponents, it becomes 3 mana. Like, that's just, it's not terrible. If you've got 3 opponents, it becomes 4 mana. No. I was right. If you got 3 opponents, it's -3. It makes it 4. Don't worry about it. I'm awake. Are you? I've been at work all day. I'm tripping myself up. And of course, the one copy of Archaeomancer that we were talking about before. But obviously, we screwed up because it's been a long day at work. Okay. So, that's a pretty cool lineup to begin with. Next up, you're probably wondering how we're going to try and maybe get it back from exile. If somebody exiles the Villainous Wealth, we have a Rift Sweeper. So this little guy is 1 green and 1 colorless for an Elf Shaman 2/2. When Rift Sweeper enters the battlefield, choose target face-up exiled card. Its owner puts it into his or her library. So you shuffle it in, and then you can use your DTs, etc. to get it back. So that's fine. My cat is just staring at me going, "Feed me, daddy, feed me." For ramp and ramp adjacent, in other words, artifact ramp, we have Astral Cornucopia, we have Everflowing Chalice, a Golgari Signet for fixing, Dimir Signet, and a Simic Signet, all to help us fix. We have Cultivate to help us search up some basic lands. We have Skyshroud Claim because it searches for up to 2 forest cards. Note, forest cards. Not basic forest, not basic lands, forest cards. If it is a forest swamp hybrid, and it says that it is land, forest, swamp, it's a dual land, you can fetch it. So that is really important in this deck to be able to correct your mana. Speaking of, we have a copy of Collective Voyage. So join forces for a green. Starting with you, each player may pay any amount of mana. Each player searches their library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the total amount of mana paid in this way, and then put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle the library. Of course, we also have a Tempt with Discovery. This is 3 colors and 1 green for a sorcery with Tempting Offer. Search a library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Each opponent may search their library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield as well. For each opponent who searches their library in this way, you search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield, and then each player shuffles a library if it was searched. That is it. That's Villainous Wealth. It is a really fun, rampy deck. You just basically want to ramp out a nice big Villainous Wealth, and then use Tasigur to get your value pieces back, and keep Villainous Wealthing with lots of mana if you can. And then kill the table. I mean, with their own stuff. You know, you're just basically smacking them in the face with their own stuff. Can't complain. That's Tasigur. I've been Chesh. Check out Josh and Pat's MTG Bazaar, which is our newest sponsor, who are going to be doing some giveaways on Commander the Distancing. We have Gavin Verhey and Sheldon Menery coming up as guests. We have C20 that's going to be happening as well in a sponsored stream, hashtag sponsored by Wizards. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess. Do the thing, because we need you to, because otherwise people won't find us. And if you really love us that much, help people find us. Alright, love you all. Bye.